Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander
He's got a
Coffee.
Foley.
And today we're going to throw a new style of show at you to see what you guys think. A what if you will, but Kitbash version design. We're going to take classic Star Trek ships, swap some parts, change configurations and orientations, and hopefully come up with some cool stuff that we can talk about.
Yeah, we know the icons of Trek, but what if we tweaked them a little bit? What if we had unlimited power, but still the limits of the parts? Maybe, Stuart, we can improve a sovereign class with 2S Nacelles. We'll find out someday, Stuart, but today we're looking at and going to work with the Miranda class, the famous old Star Trek to introduce Miranda class. Let's reintroduce it for you all. The beautiful 2 Nacelle, Connie front-esque sorter, but unique back part and roll bar. She's flat-ish, yet she's deep-ish. She's great.
Yeah, the red shirt of the fleet. That was a good way to start. And yeah, we've got some interesting ideas, and we're going to see how they look, talk about them a little bit, get your input on them, and yeah, hopefully have some fun, because we love ships, and we love... remember that game, Starship Creator, back in the day? Let's do that, but better.
I like better.
We would have wanted to do it.
Yeah. Exciting. And as ever, guys, disclaimer, registries are just temp standard, ignore those. So yeah, Miranda, great. Very stocky, very good. Orthographically, she also works surprisingly well. Just a classic, we know from the film she can do that sort of angle, which looks great. Yeah.
And this is a good one to start with, because originally it was designed to have the nacelles on top, and it got flipped, and as a result, we got a cool ship. We would have had a cool ship if they were on top as well. But yeah, this is a what if. So I love the classic Miranda class. It looks really, really good. Stocky and beefy, and yeah.
Which is also
we can do.
One of the most kit-bashed in that they did do new versions, but they felt the need, as they should, to actually make modifications and changes. This is actually a kit bash show, so it's more literal. So these are things you haven't seen. But yeah, going with a shape that you know the differences of already. But let's see if we make even more. So Stuart, which of the two today do you want to look at first?
Well, I think I'd like to single one out. And that would be the single Nacelled version.
So here's the same similar 3/4 beauty of now a Saladin Miranda.
Ooh.
Your thoughts?
Well, as somebody that loves FASA and Starfleet battles and single nacelle designs, such as Franz Joseph's, I think this is great. Yeah, this looks really good, actually, from this angle. Can't wait to see the orthos for it, but no, it absolutely works with that kind of fleet design aesthetic if you go with the different variations of ships that you see in other beta canon, things.
Yeah, it's something I've never thought about. But then for this show, I was like, well, obviously, why wouldn't I try? Like, I've never seen this before. And it does shockingly work. I think you can need the roll bar to have the either side depth, so it's not just a flat saucer. I think that benefits this design a lot. Slightly top heavy, but not hugely. But yeah, it works quite well. I mean, obviously, you are just mentally seeing a TOS Saladin, but TMP with some more shoulders. We'll see orthos for more distinct variation. But I think as an overall package, this works surprisingly well. Kind of surprised they didn't think to show this, because it kind of works from this angle. But then, orthographically, of course, what I've done is I've taken the nacelle of the Reliance and I've pushed it to the middle, sort of placed it roughly in a place that kind of works.
I like what you did here. Having the nacelle so far forward wouldn't be the first thing I would think of, but I kind of see where it lines up, where it's going up to the roll bar a little bit. Like it continues that line, right?
Like some of these kitbash elements, of course, things aren't designed to be in other places, so like they'll interfere with the design elements. In this case, I tried to move it in front of the lower crystal, so it's not lit, or the detail, sorry, so it's not literally in a detail, so that's why, a bit of logic. Other things will be just intersecting because where you have to put it. But yeah, I mean, it's odd because it's an optical illusion ship. The side, your brain sees something's wrong, but can't quite place it because it's basically the same but not. The top, it's like what's missing, and then the front is like, oh, it's kind of elegant, but it shouldn't be
Yeah.
because it's kind of bulky.
Yeah, the front elegant, like you're right. Elegant is a good word for it. That absolutely works. The top, for me, I'm a stickler for nacelles and proportions. I just wish it would come out a little further to be more in line with some other ships I've seen in the past, but it absolutely works from the side view. Like the way you have that angled, that strut kind of as an arrow. I like that. I like that a lot.
My brain, of course, looks at the nacelle and says, "Why is there only a RCS tip on one side?" Oh yeah, because there's only one nacelle now, so obviously they have to design a new nacelle to be a one nacelle, but that's okay. The front view, I'm intrigued in the way that it gives me the feeling of an ice skater. That sort, but like doing
Yeah.
a single leg move, it like has that elegance. Everything's coming down to a tip, but it kind of works. What I mean by elegance, like it shouldn't work because it's so top heavy of stuff. But I think it's balanced in not the best way, but a surprising way.
No, I think it works absolutely. It looks fantastic. Like this is something you could absolutely imagine seeing in a FASA game or something, you know? I think it's fantastic.
The testament to the single nacelle. What would be the opposite to a one nacelle, Miranda? Where would we go with that, do you think?
100 nacelles is what we're looking
Didn't
at.
do that. No.
Oh.
No. I could. Be terrible.
Yeah. Well, let's go. The Constellation was a cool ship with 4 nacelles. It kind of fits in this era. So let's do another 4 nacelle ship in this kind of era and vibe and look.
As you can see, all I did was mirror and put on top. So, of course, details are mirrored versus the reverse. Because it's a kitbash, right? Should have flow. So, yes, here's a forward nacelle. We've kept the roll bar for this because it adds detail.
This is an amazing looking design as well. Now, I'm curious. I haven't looked at the orthos yet, but I'm curious if you put a roll bar on the bottom. I would probably assume not, and I would hope that you didn't, because I think that would really just make it feel kind of wonky and very, very quote-unquote kitbashy as it's supposed to be.
And there'll sure be episodes where there's double roll bar Miranda variants. This is not that. This is single roll bar for nacelles.
Yeah.
Is the
Okay,
logic.
so confirming there's only one on top.
Yes.
Okay. Now, it's interesting what you did with the nacelles. You didn't bother, like, swapping them so the front one or the top ones are... Because that's what Andrew Probert said with the way those are attached. At the top of the nacelle, he always kind of assumed that it should be the other way around. Like, the feeds into the nacelle should be the same, so they should be upside down on the Miranda. I don't really agree with that, personally. But I think it works here. It will make the side profile look really good, I think, with the shape of the nacelles that way. So
Yeah, I wanted to go for a literal kitbash, right? You took the components and then... Right? Yeah, I think it's now significantly busier, I would say.
yes.
But it's busier because now the tech ability set has been literally doubled. So you would assume its function is now very different from whatever level of cruiser to now long range cruiser, whatever. Like it can, you know what I mean? It's justifiable. Although now, I don't know why I'm thinking this. For some reason my brain says, oh, you should add more torpedoes to the top pylons. I don't know why. I feel like now, because there's more depth there going up, you should add something to that connection point. Kind of, that's obviously beyond the realms of this, but like a literal kitbash is fine, but I feel like because you're adding more upper depth, you should add a bit more tech there.
I disagree. I think that would clutter it up and make it look overcomplicated.
It would, but it already is, so therefore you're adding more function to already overcomplicated.
But you're adding more clutter to something that's already more cluttered.
Yes, for function. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a good idea.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like kitchen sink of add stuff approach.
Yeah, this still has an elegance to it. And
a stocky elegance.
Yes. Tougher version of the Miranda that might not die in every scene we see it in.
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
Maybe. Can't know. Orthographically, though...
The profile view, I'm not super happy about.
Oh, but you
don't know why.
You thought you were going to like it.
I thought I was going to like it more than this. If you take off the lower pylons and just leave those upper ones where they are, I think that looks fantastic. But to have both be the same spacing, I wish the back ones would be kind of pushed back a bit further so they're a little offset. I think that would work a lot better, especially where the planetary sensor dome with the saucer is. Just push that bottom ones back a bit.
I don't think there's any space to. You have to push
have
the pylons out into literal
Yeah.
space. There isn't, you know.
Well, you'd have to like alter the geometry of the struts. And the front view I just don't like. It's too rudimentary to have them straight up and down like that. Like I wish that the top ones on this view were like angled out a little bit more than they are. I don't know. It just doesn't quite work for me.
Well, it's because for me, so that it works okay, right? I think okay across the board, not great. There's sort of combined for me elements that don't work across the board, but overall it's okay. And certainly if this is a distance ship, people are like, oh, that works. It's until you start seeing, I mean, the subtleties, it's like not quite. For me, what makes it not quite work is the roll bar. Great, but why the hell would a real designer design like two different beams, bars, structures, and then have a space between? Obviously, they'd be connected. Obviously, they'd be redesigned. Obviously, there'd be some. The roll bar would no longer be a roll bar. It would be a pylon with a bar between it. There'd be some element of redesign that would change that and not look as if they've both been connected for the sake of it, right? So that feels very unfinished because it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this one from the front seems very kitbashy, like rudimentary. So other views, it works a little bit better.
Yeah, the top view, actually, you can kind of extrapolate what it could look like, because your brain sort of maybe filling the gaps of if the roll bar was connected to the nacelles even, like, and that there's a flow there that I'm interpolating works better. I love the optical illusion. We're so used to seeing underneath the saucer those nacelles, but it's actually kind of pleasing above. Whatever reason, I guess it's technically a different hull as well, but the side view is what's really intriguing, because I do quite like the symmetry, the blues, and the way that all elegantly flows, but also it's wrong. But I kind of like the flow, the real flow to it. Just having the same nacelles from the bottom on the top, it would feel like nacelles, but there's a certain je ne sais quoi, I think, to having mirrored, which you don't see, but I kind of like.
Yeah. I just wish they were staggered a bit. Even now, I'm thinking the top ones should be pushed back further instead of the bottom ones. Like that would add a sleekness to it, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, the thing is, when we looked at the perspective view, that was all being hidden, and this kind of, you know, as you go back to
It
that,
lays it all bare when you see it from these.
It does, but they almost look staggered in the perspective view because of just the way angles look. So kind of, you know what I mean? It's an interesting optical illusion a couple of times.
Yeah, which I think for me looked better in the other view, and then I got disappointed a little bit. Yeah,
because of course when I'm pretty sure it was Thomas Moroni who made the Kobayashi Maru for Stowe. That is a sort of for Nacelle, sort of Miranda, sort of, and that does a lot of these things just better, but this is more laid bare. But it doesn't not work, and it shows that they could have made a for Nacelle version of this, and it would have probably been quite successful. What do you think? Now you've seen the 1, seen the 4. How do you feel?
I gotta say I prefer the 1 over the 4, but there's a lot of potential there. Even if just subtle redesigns to struts and things like that would make the 4 nacelle look a lot better. Like, that's the thing with Starfleet vessels, especially of this era and TOS. It's easy to use swappable parts that you can reconfigure in different configurations and still have it look really good. I personally, you know me, I want to see a 3 nacelled Miranda class. Dreadnought style. I think that'd be kind of neat, but I'm not sure how it would be done.
Yeah, where would that go?
It would have to probably go on the bottom.
Or flip the roll bar to the bottom and have the...
Oh, that might be interesting.
I mean, that's the... Right? That's the show.
That's what this show is going to be about, trying all these different configurations and whatnot. So we, of course, want to hear from you, what you guys think of these two, and any suggestions you might have for future ones in the comments section. That's what it's there for. But yeah, I think this will be a fun ride and a fun journey, looking at old stuff that we've seen many, many times, but in new ways. And it's going to revive our love of the ships. So
yeah, the classics. I mean, you know, take an Enterprise D, take a Colony, take a Sovereign, take a Voyager. You know, that's been a common complaint. The Voyager and Nacelle should be longer. Enterprise D's and saucers should be more round. Let's give it a go, right? Let's give it a go.
And we've even tossed around the idea of like filming the process of doing this, like the ideas part of it, and maybe offering that as an exclusive to members or patrons of the channel if you join the channel. So let us know in the comment section if that's something you'd like to see, the whole brainstorming session between us two.
And you can see all the
as a
failures
bonus.
that aren't good enough to show.
And our arguments or like the sparks of like, oh, that's a good idea. I think it'd be fun. So let us know in the comment section what do you think of this new show format? What do you think of the 2 designs we showed? And also, what about the idea of having something exclusive for members? But anyway, like the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more of this and other cool Star Trek ship stuff.
And if you want to be directly part of what we do, then support us on Patreon if you can. It is monthly, $1 a month, $2, $5, whatever, or join the channel. As Stuart said earlier, same thing applies. Certain levels supports the channel, helps us do what we do into the new Trek, the old Trek, and all the Trek, and the stuff you cannot do anywhere else. So we've always done and always want to do, so help us out by supporting or join our lives, which are every single week on various topics, and of course new Trek when that comes out. And you can super chat while you're there to put in your comment, your thought, your question, or your hello. We love people saying hello. They do often. It's nice. Or super thanks. If you genuinely love this video, then super thanks. Say $5. Just say we loved it. That would be wonderful as well. Or buy a shirt at links down below.
So many ways to be part of the community and help us out. Anyway, until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
See you later.
Bye, guys.